Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 873. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing a book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 20 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that 3 things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they even have the ability to turn someone who barely sees themselves as a writer into a published book author. Those 3 things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. And once again, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. As we do every Sunday here on the show, it is Sunday Story Time, where I grab a book off my bookshelf, whether it's one of my own books, a client book, or a book that has positively impacted me in some way. I read you an excerpt from that book, followed by some sort of learning question or activity, some way for you to apply the information to your own work. And today, as a sign of the times, as a reflection of the times, I have chosen to read an excerpt from my memoir, The Power of the Curve. Just think about all the curves we've all been facing in the last few years. It seems very appropriate. So without further ado, here's an excerpt from my memoir, The Power of the Curve. That evening, my parents and I had a brief no-nonsense chat about the surgery option. But personally, I didn't need to think long and hard about what was best for my future. When it came to future plans, surgery wasn't on my short list. I had just turned 16 at this point, and thanks to my type A attitude, I was up to my eyeballs in activities and responsibilities. I could pretty much choose how I spent my time. My teachers usually permitted me to excuse myself from classes when another priority came up. Using my burgeoning skills of negotiation, charisma, and persistence, I talked my teachers into letting me skip study halls and gym classes in favor of newspaper, flute practice, yearbook, and other creative pursuits. The little CEO was running the school, and my next step was clear: college. I was also honestly overwhelmed. Mini CEO or not, I was just a kid, and I was facing a whole lot of major life choices just by trying to choose a college and path of study. I was planning to become a broadcast journalist like Barbara Walters, but younger and tougher. I already had a reputation for journalism thanks to my last name and my work at the school paper. Almost every adult I talked to assumed that I was going to be a great writer just like Al Whitmarsh. I was thinking even bigger. But how was I going to get there? And how could I possibly juggle my ambitious career goals, studying for the SATs, choosing a college, and all my existing commitments, plus make a life-altering decision about back surgery? No, I could not do it. And so I declined. "We'll see," I said whenever my mother asked, echoing one of her favorite phrases. Maybe I won't need it. Maybe there would be a miracle. Maybe God would see that I was just too busy to fit surgery into my college preparatory schedule. Maybe my body would change its mind about this whole scoliosis thing. I don't know how many of you reading this book can identify with the experience of having your body betray you, having your sense of physical ability taken away, the essential and most basic sense of safety and self-determination undermined by something beyond your control. If you know what this is like, then you know. If you don't, you can't imagine, but I don't mind if you try. Everyone who's lived through such a thing has had to invent their own coping mechanisms, to try and manifest a semi-normal existence, despite the crushing, surreal weight of losing control over your own physical form. Yes, coping mechanisms are the way to go, and here's what was really doing the job for me. Lots and lots of denial. And that again is from my memoir, The Power of the Curve. I'll drop a link in the show notes. And here's a way for you to apply this idea of, as I say, finding strength in life's surprises, finding strength in life's curves to your own life and your own curves. Because each person handles life curves differently. At the crux of the curve is change, and beyond that, loss in some way, shape, or form. At 16 years old, when I was diagnosed with extreme, severe, life-altering scoliosis, in that moment, I lost the life plan that I had so carefully mapped out. I lost my identity as a healthy, normal, pain-free teenager. I lost stability and predictability. Think about the most recent life curve you've been dealt. Whether personal or professional, maybe it was surviving a natural disaster or weathering a personal disaster. Maybe it was illness-related or job-related or something else. Identify your most recent life curve with specificity. Then answer these questions. What was lost because of this curve? Write about it. Acknowledge the change in your life. Grieve the loss. Then ask yourself, how can you get it back? Realizing that the thing you lost, will look different on the other side of the curve. What do you need to do or let go of to reclaim what this recent life curve took from you? The title of my memoir, again, is The Power of the Curve, and that's what this is all about. Facing life's curves, acknowledging their impact on you, and finding a way through them without letting them defeat you. So I hope you'll grab a copy of the book. I hope it helps as many people as possible during these times. The Power of the Curve. And as always, thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And please drop by my Ink Authors group on Facebook. That's also in the show notes. I always put the link there. And let us know how we can support your writing goals. Until tomorrow, happy writing.